Good morning and welcome to Backbends and Inversions. This is a challenging 60-minute Vinyasa yoga class that is based around sun salutations and draws a little bit from Ashtanga second series and just more general movement principles. Let's get started in standing at the top of the mat. You can have your feet close together, which is going to imitate the headstand pose or handstand. So we will explore a little bit of handstand and forearm stand today, but more emphasis on back bending, because that's generally what more people need, whereas inversions come a little bit further down the road once we've addressed other front and back shoulder strength imbalances. And back bending is a great way to do that. So we'll start with a really simple vinyasa to help move the shoulders through the full range. As you inhale, spread the arms like wings, and then joining the hands, reach them down towards your neck, elbows in. And then as you exhale, bring your fists behind your back, turning the shoulders inwards. And so that's the basic vinyasa we'll work with. Inhale, spread the arms, reach up to the sky, and then bring the hands towards the neck. This is like a headstand. And as you exhale, spread the arms, turn your shoulders in, fists together behind the back. Inhale, spread, and then lift. End it off with a tuck of the chin, elbows in. Exhale, strong in the core, fists behind the back. And explore a few more at your own pace. Maybe you find a certain part of that movement that you get more benefit from. And last one. And then we'll meet in mountain pose at the top of the mat. Surya Namaskar A, Sun Salute A. So inhaling, join the hands overhead. Look up at the thumbs, strong in the core and legs. Exhale, fold forward, hands past the feet, look towards your navel. Inhale, lift the chin. Exhale, plank, lowering to the floor with knees and then hips. So treat it more like a cobra pose. And then inhale, pull back, upward dog. And exhale from the core, downward facing dog. And breathe. And so what you'll notice about that way of doing chaturanga is instead of coming down all the way, which is just really hard to do, I'm bringing the knees down and moving into a little bit of a back bend and then lowering the pelvis. So take a few more breaths in, down dog. Fingers and toes spread wide. Strong in the core of the body. And once more. On an exhale, lift the heels, bend the knees. Inhale, step forward, half lift. Exhale, fold, engaging the front of the legs. Inhale to rise up, lift the arms overhead. Exhale, arms at sides in mountain pose. Round 2. Inhale, lifting the arms, look thumbs. Exhale, fold forward, hands to the floor if possible, and then bow in. Inhaling, lift the chin. And exhale, step back. Remember that modification. Lift the heart as the hips drop. Inhale to upward dog, pull through. And exhale from the core, downward facing dog. Feet can move slightly closer to the hands. You can play around with it. And then spread wide through fingers and toes. Slow, deep breathing. Try looking somewhere between your legs, between the thighs, towards the navel, while expanding the chest towards the chin. Long exhale, lift the heels, bend the knees. Inhale, step or jump, and then look up. Exhale, fold, bowing in. Inhale, lift the arms, coming all the way up. Exhale, mountain pose. Again, inhale, lift the arms, keep tone through the core. Exhale, fold over, empty to bow in. Inhale, half lift, head's the last thing to come up. And exhale, plank pose, coming forward, push off the toes. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale from the core, downward dog, and breathe. We'll take about 5 breaths. So focus entirely on your breathing. Don't worry about whether you're doing it right or wrong. Just go deep into your breath. Long exhale, look to the hands, bend the knees, and inhale, step or jump forward, half lift. Exhale, fold, bowing towards knees. Inhale, lift the arms overhead, coming all the way up. Exhale, mountain pose, arms at sides. And again. Inhale, lifting arms, look thumbs. Exhale, lead with the chin, empty, round your back. Lifting the chin, inhale, and then pushing into your hands. Exhale, low plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale from the core, downward dog. And breathe. Connecting in with the core of the body. Palms pushing forward, hips pressing back. Keep the quadriceps contracted in the front of your legs. You don't have to have them straight. If possible, try to keep them straight. But then with that tone of the quads, you can also access the glutes a little bit more, creating a lot of support for the hip joint. On a long exhale, lift the heels, bend the knees. Inhale, jump or step, and then look up. Exhale, fold, head towards knees. And inhale, come up, lift the arms overhead. Exhale, mountain pose. And take a breath in, hands together. Exhale, bend your knees. Inhale, chair pose, lift the arms. And we'll hold this first one for a while. So you can start about shoulder width and bring the arms as far back as possible with a slight tuck of the chin. Lift the heart towards the chin. Lift the arms a little bit higher. Try to find strength through the abdomen as well as through the legs. Next phase, keep lifting the heart and look up between hands. Next phase from there is lightly touching the hands together. You can keep the thumbs together, palms apart. Notice how this is more of a back bend for the whole spine, just like full wheel. Exhale, hands to floor. Look to your navel. Inhale, lift the head. Exhale, low plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, down dog. Right foot forward, back foot flat. Warrior one. Inhale, lift the arms, just like in chair, shoulder width or touch thumbs. Exhale, low plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, down dog, left foot forward, back foot flat. Inhale, spread the arms, look up to the thumbs. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. And breathe. One more breath. Long exhale, lifting the heels and bending the knees. Inhale, jump or step, and then look up. Exhale, fold in and look to navel. Inhale, chair pose, lift arms, and then chin. Exhale, standing in mountain pose. And we'll take a resting breath in there. And on your next exhale, bend your knees. Inhale, raise the arms to chair. Option to lift the chin. Exhale, fold, hands to floor, bowing in. Inhale, half lift or crow. Exhale, low plank, lift the chin. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Right foot forward, back heel roots. Inhale, raise the arms, engaging the upper back, lift the chin. Exhale, low plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog, left foot forward, back foot flat. Inhale, roll up through the vertebra, and then lift the chin behind the arms. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale from the core, downward facing dog. And breathe in the pose. Contracting the abdomen. Give a little bit of resistance to the diaphragm. And that can mean a lot of different things. Maybe you can work with the transverse abdominis, which is like the core set of your core, the fourth and deepest layer of the abdominals. And so what's really great about that is you can move from forward bends to back bends while still maintaining that tone. On your next exhale, bend your knees, look thumbs. Inhale, jump. And then look up. Exhale, fold in. Chair pose on the inhale. Exhale, mountain pose. And take a resting breath in. Exhale, bend your knees, reach forwards. Inhale, look up to thumbs in chair. Exhale, fold, look to belly button. Inhale, half lift or bear weight through the hands. Exhale, low plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, down dog. Right foot to warrior one. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, low plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale from the core, down dog, stepping left foot forward. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, low plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale from the core, downward dog. And breathe. Holding the posture. And try drawing in the low belly below the navel while lifting up the pelvic floor. So that's the floor of the core. And we can use this to create a little more length in the lower back. So even as the chest opens up like a back bend, you can get a sense of the tailbone dropping a little. And long exhale, bend the knees, look thumbs. Inhale, jump or step. And then look up. Exhale, fold and look to navel. Chair pose, inhale. Exhale, standing in mountain pose. Last one. Take a breath in to relax. Exhale, bend your knees. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look up. Exhale, low plank, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog, right foot forward, back foot flat. Inhale, warrior one, and hold the pose this time. So start shoulder width. Next phase, look between hands. Next phase, look thumbs, and breathe. For more of a challenge, bend the front knee more, but keep the back foot flat, back leg straight.
You can play with tearing the mat apart with the feet, activating the left buttocks. Then you can also play with keeping that action while squeezing the heels towards each other, turning the pelvis a little bit more towards the front of the mat. Find what feels right. And then warrior two stance.
Gaze over your right fingers. Take a longer stance. With an inhale, reverse the warrior, reaching back through the right arm. And then exhale, half moon, drag the left foot forward, gaze down your right fingers and breathe. Imagine a straight line from the second toe through the lifted leg. Try to stack the body along that line. And back to warrior two. With an inhale, reverse the warrior. On the exhale, windmill the arms, taking the left hand down, right arm up. Go onto the outer edges of both feet, stacking the shoulders, and breathe. You can make some big circles with that top shoulder, helping to open the chest more. Left side of the core extra strong, helping to lengthen the right side of the spine. And on the exhale, look down. Step to plank on the inhale. Chaturanga on the exhale. Inhale, up dog. Exhale from the core, down dog. Left foot forward, back foot flat. Inhale, warrior one, back leg totally straight. Start with the head neutral, arm shoulder width. Lengthening through the crown, gradually take the head back to your own comfortable degree, potentially joining the hands, and breathe. Really strong in the back leg. Gazing up at thumbs if possible. Let the whole shoulders lift up. There's a bit of engagement in the upper back as well once the shoulder blades are lifting higher. It's just like full wheel. And exhale, hands to heart. Open up to warrior two. And with an inhale, reverse the warrior. Left arm up. Exhale, reach forwards, lifting the back leg, half moon. Drawing that right leg behind you. Imagine a stacked line. And breathe. If you're quite flexible, you can have that left leg straight. Push through the whole foot, from the heel, through the ball of the foot, through the little toe mound. And we're trying to sense some tone in the back of that left thigh. Getting into those smaller glute muscles as well as the hamstrings. Same connections that support us in backbends. And then land it in warrior two. With an inhale, reverse the warrior, left arm back. Exhale, windmill the arms, lunging on right toes, left arm up. Go onto the outside edges of both feet. There's also the option to circle that top shoulder. And then we'll lower the left hand down. Step plank on the inhale. Chaturanga on the exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale from the core, downward dog, right foot forward. Inhale, warrior one, lift the arms up. Exhale, interlace the fingers behind the back, left foot closer. Inhale, straighten the legs, squeeze your shoulder blades and look up. Exhale, fold over the right leg and breathe. Think of spiraling the left leg in while keeping the heel rooted. Meanwhile, draw back through the right hip a little bit. Exhale, bend your right knee, hands to the floor past your right toes. Drop the right foot back a little further, and then lift the left leg, lift the heart. Great place to stay. Going on to the tips of your fingers, connect with the tripod of the right foot. Ball the foot, little toe mound, center of the heel. Nothing too fancy yet. Just work on the toning of your right leg. Extra challenge, you might spread the arms. The leg can be fairly straight if you can feel the tone in the back of the thigh. If you're spreading the arms, try to contract between the shoulder blades. This activates rhomboids, middle trapezius, those connections that help open up the heart area for back bending. And then we'll lift the leg a little higher, take the hands to the floor, and you can play with leaning into the hands, and then leaning back. So lift your right heel to lean forward, and then lean back. Lift the heel and gently swing the left leg, and lean back. 2 more to go. Maybe the right toes eventually leave the floor. They don't have to. We're still in the warm-up. And then we'll step back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left foot forward to warrior 1. Root the back heel. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, interlace the fingers behind the back. Right foot steps closer. So the feet are about 3 feet apart like Parsvottanasana. Inhale, loop the shoulders up and back. Lift the heart. Lift the chin. Exhale, pull through. Toning the front of the leg while gently drawing back through the left hip joint. Encourage the inward spin of the right leg. So that really helps with the back bends. And that sense of getting length out through the crown of the head. Squeeze the heels towards each other. A few more breaths. And the idea is not to work super strong, it's to work with a modest amount of effort and good alignment, attention to the breath and the detail. Try to find the relaxation within the effort. And next exhale, bend your front knee, take the hands past your left toes. You can also slide the left foot back a little bit. And then we'll lean forward, lifting the right leg. Start on your fingertips, lift the heart up. This is a great place to work. Try to find a straightness in the leg with a tone in the back of the thigh. If you're too far back in the heel, you end up losing the tone and hyperextending the knee potentially. So be sure to come forward a little bit into the ball of the foot. Keep lifting. Once you're feeling really solid there, maybe spread the arms out like wings. If you need to modify with the knee bent, that's always fine. And we'll lift the leg a little higher, take the hands down, and we'll play with loading up the shoulder. So go on to your left toes, lifting heel, lifting the right leg higher, and then lower the heel about 5 times. Lift the heel, little swing in the right leg, lower the heel, and continue. All the while, look between your thumbs. This is like a handstand preparation. It's also training your legs for really good back bends. Good. 1 more. And then step back to plank. Exhale to chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale from the core, downward facing dog. And take a full breath in. As you exhale, bend your knees. Inhale, step or jump to the front of the mat, half lift. Exhale, fold, head towards the knees. Inhale, chair pose, bend the knees and reach up. Exhale, standing in mountain pose. Inhale, feet hip width. Catch your waist on the exhale. And we'll play around with a wavy movement. So we'll bend the knees, looking at the navel. Inhale, roll up through the spine. Slowly straighten the legs. Lift the heart and then the chin. Exhale, bend your knees, rounding forward. Look to your belly button. Inhale, slowly straighten the legs. And then lift the heart and then lift the chin. Exhale, lead with the chin to fold. Bend your knees. Empty to look navel. A few more to go. And see if you can sense the tone in the back of the legs. When you're working with the bent knees, contract the buttocks. As the legs get straighter, work more with the backs of the thighs.
Same principles for back bending.
Last one. So start from the glutes, and the hamstrings start to help out more and more as we get to the top of that inhale.
On your next exhale, fold forward and grab your big toes with peace fingers and thumbs.
Inhale, roll up halfway, tone the front of the legs. Exhale, fold from there, bending the elbows. We'll take 5 breaths. Elbows could bend out to the sides or in towards the legs, your choice. Play with the tone of the legs and the rooting down through the balls of the feet, little toe mounds and heels. On the next inhale, lift the heart and then look up. Exhale, step on the palms of the hands, toes to forearms. Again, inhale, spread the toes, tone the front of the legs, and look up. Fold on the exhale, bowing in. About 5 breaths. Make a very modest effort to pull the hands out from underneath your feet. They won't actually go anywhere, but this can activate the upper back in a very complementary way to how we would activate it for back bends. Very gentle effort. And then inhale, lift the heart and look up. Exhale, bend the knees, hold the waist, tuck the chin. Inhale, roll up to standing. Little back bend at the top.
Exhale, mountain pose.
And we'll open to the right side, or maybe your left side, depending on how you're oriented. And we'll separate the feet about 3 feet apart, preparation stance. So draw the inner thighs back, and take a breath in to turn the right foot out, left toes in a little. Exhale, reach down for Trikonasana, hand on the shin or grip the big toe. Gazing up at that top thumb. But the first phase is really just lengthening out through the crown. Slight tuck of the chin, ears back over shoulders. Next phase, turn the head, gazing at the thumb. Think of squeezing your legs towards each other. For those of us who've been practicing a lot, our mats have already lost their grip, so we're forced to squeeze the legs towards each other. And that's really one of the key actions to activate the inner thigh of the back leg. So see if you can feel the inner left thigh contract. On your next inhale, come all the way up to parallel and turn left foot out, right heel back a little, which is the inward spin. Exhale, use the inward spin to get low. Grip big toe or shin. And then activate the inner thigh, squeezing the heels towards each other. And breathe. And personally, I was all about gazing at the thumb and then had to backtrack a little bit and learn how to really axial extend my spine for a good year or so, and then gradually bring back the turning of the head. So it's okay to demote yourself a little bit. It's a good thing usually. And on the inhale, we'll come back up. Revolve triangle, right foot out, left foot steps in, another 45 degrees. Exhale, pause there. Draw back through your right hip. You can use your hand to help it back. Inhale, left arm up. And we'll take a few breaths in this posture. So with the legs strong, try to press the left hip forward. Maybe you can feel a bit of length from the front of the hip, the psoas line going all the way up the armpit. Then on your next exhale, shorten the left side body, bringing the left hand down to the shin or the floor, right arm up to the sky. And breathe. If you'd like to challenge the legs more, go onto the tips of the fingers, lifting the left palm. Focus more on using the strength of your legs, getting into those smaller glute muscles. One more breath. Look down on the exhale. Inhale, rise up and turn. Left foot out. Exhale to drop the right heel back. With an inhale, lift the right arm. Use your left hand to help the left hip back, and we'll take 3 breaths here. Totally straightening that back leg while pressing the right hip forward. Helps us squeeze the legs towards each other. Reach up through the tips of the fingers, get long. And then exhale to shorten the right side, lengthening the left side, revolved triangle. And breathe. And remember your options there. You might go onto the fingertips to strengthen the smaller glute muscles of your left leg. Especially helpful to do it that way if you have hip asymmetries, as opposed to the traditional form of planting the hand down. On the exhale, look down. Inhale, come up, turn to the side. Exhale, feet together in mountain pose. Long jumper step, inhale. Right foot out, left heel back. Exhale, side angle, long line from the back leg through the reach of the arm. So we start with the double chin, lengthening up through the crown, and then slowly lift the chin behind the arm, just like we did in chair pose, which means you can then bring the arm even further back to your own comfortable degree, potentially engaging the back of that left shoulder a little bit more, lifting it up to the ear. On the inhale, come up, parallel feet, left foot out, right heel back. And exhale, reach through the arm, slight double chin. Maybe you can find that length through the psoas of the right leg, and then reach through the arm, lengthening all the way through the armpit, and then lift the chin, gazing at the thumb. If in doubt, leave that out, keeping a tuck of the chin to help you really access that fuller range of motion in the shoulder before lifting the chin. Play around with it. On the inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, lunge to the other side, coming onto your left toes. Step closer with the left foot. Left arm up on the inhale, lengthening through the front of the hip. Exhale, bend that left knee to hover, and then twist. Helping the arm outside the leg, hands to prayer or touchdown, and breathe. 3 more breaths. If the right arm is reaching up, you can squeeze the shoulder blade in towards the midline, retracting the scapula while working strongly with the left side of the core. As you exhale, lower your left knee to the ground just for a moment, and then take your top arm behind the back for a half-bound position. So we bring the shoulder blade into the midline as the shoulder turns in, and then try full bind. Left shoulder slides in. Slide the left hand under the knee, try to catch the right hand. If you can't reach, no problem. And then bend your right knee a little more, just over the ankle, and try picking up that left knee again. So we're focusing on loading up that right glute while turning the chest open. Press the arm and leg into each other. 3 more breaths. Try to draw back through the right hip. Exhale to release the bind. Look down. Inhale, slowly lift the heart. And exhale, turn all the way to the other side. Lunging. Lift the right arm, lift the right heel. Inhale. Exhale, bending that right knee. Twist. Help the arm outside the leg, prayer or touchdown. And then work in the lunge, pressing the arm and leg into each other. Exhale, lower your right knee. Take that left arm behind the back. turning the shoulder in. Maybe take the bottom arm through the legs for full bind, otherwise half bind is fine with the right hand down. And then pick up the right knee again, working the pose. Turn the left chest open. Exhale, look down, release the bind. Inhale, come up, turn to the side wall. Exhale, step the feet together in mountain. Inhale, longer stance, spread the arms out. Exhale, interlace the fingers behind the back. Inhale, loop the shoulders up and back, open up through the chest. Exhale, pull through the arms. Feel free to take your heels a little bit further apart so that the legs are allowed to spin inwards, helping us to get low to the floor. And breathe. And try to feel the weight through the balls of the feet and the heels. Notice how our feet tend to slip away, so that's an invitation to squeeze in between the heels, awakening the inner thighs and even the glute muscles, the buttocks. As the shoulder blades squeeze, try to pull the arms apart. And then exhale, bend your knees. Take the hands to the floor. Interlace your fingers. And there's some options here. You can push through your forearms, spreading the shoulder blades, doming the upper back, and then try slowly lifting and lowering your heels. And this is a great way to work the pose, just working on the upper body strength. Okay, phase 2, if you have a headstand, place the head behind the hands, lift the heels, and then put 2 half moons together, legs out to the sides. The next phase from there, bring the legs all the way up to full headstand. Right leg down halfway, left leg stays up. And then squeeze the center line, squeeze the inner thigh muscles. Hold for a few breaths. And then take the legs wide again and switch. Left leg down halfway, right leg up, squeeze the inner thighs, twisting a little bit. And then take the legs wide again, and we'll slowly land the feet down. Inhale, lift the heart halfway, and then lift the chin. Exhale, walk the feet in, hands to waist, bend your knees. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale fully, and then take the feet about 3 feet apart. Inhale, spread the arms. Exhale, fists together behind the back or palms together in prayer. Turn the right foot out, step the left foot in. And then inhale to a back bend. Left leg spins in, lift the heart, and take a few breaths there. Try squeezing your legs towards each other, drawing back through the right hip a little. One more breath. And on the exhale, lead with the chin, slowly fold, bowing over the right leg, gazing towards the right big toe. On the inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, change the feet, right foot in, left foot out. Inhale, spiral the right leg in, lifting the heart up. And we'll take a few breaths again, squeezing the legs towards each other. Draw back through the left hip a little. Try pressing the hands against the spine, opening the chest. Long exhale, fold over the left leg. And breathe. And inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, step to the front of the mat in mountain pose. And if your mat slid around, you can adjust it so all the lines in your apartment are perfect. There we go. Now we're ready to practice. Give you a few more seconds. Everybody's okay there on Zoom? Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Okay. Mountain pose. Inhale, lift the arms, look thumbs. Exhale, fold over. Empty, look belly button. Lifting the chin, inhale. Exhale, step back, plank pose. We'll hold the plank this time. Bring your legs together, squeezing the inner thighs. And then explore lifting the right leg without letting anything else move. Bring it down, and then lift the left leg without letting anything else move. Do that a few more times. Notice when you lift the leg, there's a lot of tone in the backs of the thighs. So that's the tone that we're trying to keep in the back of our legs, in back bending, as well as in the actual plank. So now take the feet hip width, tone the back of the legs as if you're going to lift both at the same time, even though it's not possible. No jumping. So keep that tone. Exhale, bend the elbows, and push off your toes to come forward. Back to high plank on the inhale. Head neutral. Exhale, come forward. Explore lifting the chin a little bit. Back to high plank. Inhale. 3 more to go. Little bend is good. Try to come forward so that instead of shoulders over the hands in Chaturanga, the shoulders are way more forward with the heart, which invites the upper back to get more involved. And then come all the way down finally. Lower the pelvis. Bring your arms by your sides for locust, legs together. Inhale, lift the shoulder heads away from the ground. Squeeze the inner legs. 5 breath. As the fingernails press down, start to bend your elbows a bit, dragging the hands a little bit closer to the shoulders. 3 more breath. The shoulders are rotating in, but we try to engage the backs of the shoulders, retracting the scapula. So we're training opposing actions, which is really key. Good. 5 more breath. Hands on the floor this time, just like a Chaturanga position. So if you're used to having your hands forward, see how far back you can bring them with the lower palm still on the floor. And then pull back a little bit. Lift your legs higher. Push into your hands. Lift your legs higher. Play with the counterbalance. 3 more breath. Shaking is good. And exhale, relax down. Good job. Bring the left arm out like a cactus branch. And then as you press through that hand, roll over onto your left side. Lift the head off the floor, tucking the chin. And then try bringing the right arm up, squeezing the shoulder blades. Stretching into the left pec. And then other side. Don't mind me, I can't go as far because of my microphone pack. Right arm out to the side. That's it. Bring your left foot behind you. Try to keep the head and shoulder lifted, slight tuck of the chin. And then take that left arm up. 5 breath. Very good. Come back to the center. And we'll take the right forearm parallel to the front of the mat. You're going to use that arm to pull back a little bit, lifting the heart. Bend your left leg. Left hand reaches for the inside of the foot. Phase 1 is stay here. Phase 2, if you're comfortable with closing the knee joint, press your foot towards your armpit, just slightly outside of the body. And then engage the buttock as you push the foot and hand into each other. And breathe. And this is the half frog back bend, Ardha Bhikasana. Use the forearm that's on the floor to pull back and lift the heart up a little. With an exhale, let go. Left forearm to the floor. Inhale, pull back with the arm. Exhale, right hand catches the inner foot. You can stay there, stretching the chest, or pull the foot towards the armpit. As your hand presses down, try to resist it, pressing the foot up against the hand. And then stay strong in the right buttock. And breathe. Keep using that left forearm. And exhale, release. Now we'll take the hands by the low ribs, full cobra, heels together. So that creates the snake's tail. Heels together, knees slightly apart. And then lift your shoulders higher than your elbows. So it's kind of like the way I encourage people to modify Chaturanga. Then we start to pull back, lifting the heart as high as comfortable. Squeeze the heels together. Attempt to lift the knees slightly off the floor to your own comfortable degree. Imagine you're going to place the feet on your head. And notice how the bent knee position really works the hamstrings. Meanwhile, we can also activate the buttocks, squeezing inner heels together. A few more breaths. Be where it feels good. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale from the core, downward facing dog. Bring your feet together. Lift the right leg up. Big circles in the right hip joint. Out to the side, up to the sky. A few more. And then moving into Wild Thing, you can modify by staying on your right fingertips, lifting right knee, shortening left side of the spine. Next phase, land the ball, the right foot, keep the heel raised, and open up. So in the full form, the arm goes by the ear, but great technique to get more of an expansion in the chest for other back bends. Reach your right arm up to the sky. Imagine you're holding onto a helicopter ladder and then pull back on the ladder. Puff up your chest. Once you have the puff, then reach back again. And then back to downward dog. Lift the right leg. Exhale, knee behind the right wrist. Royal Pigeon, Raja Kapotasana. So instead of going all the way down, we're squeezing the midline, allowing the left leg to stay straight, lifting the pelvis slightly off the floor. And it might be a millimeter, maybe it's quite a few inches like me. You can play around with it. And then use your left fingers on the floor or a prop for support. Right hand reaches back to catch the foot. Pull it in towards your sacrum. Option 2, right palm up. Catch the inner foot near the big toe. And then gradually press that right elbow up to the sky. Press your left hip forward, strong in the core of the body. Option to catch with both hands, squeezing into the midline. And then releasing the pose, take the hands forward. Step plank on the inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Inhale, up dog. Exhale from the core, down dog. Feet together. And then left leg up on the inhale, bend the knee. Circle the hip joint. Allow the pelvis to start turning out to the left, following the knee. So the hips are unsquared, not squared at all. And then go on to left fingertips or move into full Wild Thing. Landing the left foot, open up the chest. And then try reaching up to the sky. Imagine holding onto a rope. Retract the scapula, puff up your heart. Try to memorize that feeling. That's your ticket for back bending. That's the key piece. And then option to go into full range of motion. Arm overhead again, but keep the lift of the heart. It's probably the hardest part to tap into. So feel free to stay in the previous phase. A few more breaths. And then back to down dog, left leg up. Exhale, knee behind the left hand. Royal Pigeon, Raja Kapotasana. So think of squeezing the midline. You can use your right hand on the floor or a yoga block. Left hand reaches back. Maybe you're pulling the foot into your sacrum. If it's there, externally rotate the shoulder, palm up. Catch near the big toe with the palm up. And then start to pitch the elbow up. Lean back, opening the heart. It can also help to kick back through the foot a little bit to help clear the range. Very helpful to keep a tuck of the chin as you clasp hold of the foot. Exhale to let it go. Hands forward. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale from the core, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths, drawing the inner thighs back. Try looking towards your belly button so it's a counter stretch for the back bending. And then bending your knees, look forward. Inhale through sitting. And with an exhale, lay down onto your back for bridge pose, or full wheel if you're ready for it. Otherwise, we'll do a bridge. Legs parallel, hip width. Inhale, lift the hips, wiggle the arm bones closer behind the back for bridge. And one of the fun things about this prep is exploring the legs. So keep your heels glued to the mat, nothing changes about the feet. And then notice how it feels to engage the front of the thighs, as if you're trying to straighten them, but you can't. So that's what gets the pelvis to come up a little more. And this can cause us to pinch a bit in the lower back. So you want to avoid that pinching by pressing the heels towards your shoulders, creating tone in the back of the legs. So you might feel the glutes contracting, that's fine. You might feel the back of the legs contracting, that's what we're looking for as well. Try to keep your legs parallel, hip width, squeezing the inner thigh muscles to stay parallel. Exhale to come down. You can repeat that, or place the hands underneath the shoulders. And I invite you to take an exhale to lift the hips first, scooping tail towards knees, heavy hamstrings. Inhale, push through the heel of the palm to come up. And try working with a tuck of the chin for a few breaths. Remember that feeling of holding onto the rope, puffing up the chest. Without changing the feet, try to straighten your legs a bit, helping to puff up the chest here. And let your neck relax. Look between your hands. Breathe. Shoulders can lift to the ears. Upper back can engage more. To come out of it, exhale, top of the head to the floor, bend your knees, then touch the top of the head down. Maybe the hands can go closer to the feet. Inhale up again. Imagine trying to straighten the legs just a little bit to send the heart over the hands. Tuck the chin to lock in the expansion of the heart. And then look between the hands again, holding steady in the pose. Strong in the heel of the palm, gripping with the tips of the fingers. 3 more breaths. You can also try pressing the hands towards each other to engage the chest as it opens. Exhale, head down. Last one. Want to try something extra hard? Stay on your head. Bring your forearm to the floor, crawling one hand forward. And then bring the other forearm down, crawling the other hand forward towards the feet. Pushing into your forearms, open the heart, using the legs. Maybe you bring the feet together from there. Exhaling to lift the right foot off the ground, bending the knee. Inhale, bring it down. Exhale, left leg. Feel free to play with the breath. You can also inhale to lift, which can make things a bit lighter. And then to come out of it, head down, come back onto your hands, and then tuck the chin, laying onto your back. Take a moment to feel the residue of the back bending. Gently draw your knees into the shoulders. And we'll take some breath. Relax and lengthen the belly. Press the sacrum into the floor. And we'll do a round of windshield wipers, arms out like wings. Keep the feet as wide as the mat and go side to side with your knees. Going one way and then the other. And then come back to center and roll up to sitting. Step back to plank on the inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale, down dog. And then kneel, coming up for a camel position. Lift the heart, legs are parallel, toenails on the floor. Explore the shoulder loop. So we'll lift the shoulders, lift the heart, bring the hands towards the sacrum. Great place to stay right here. Phase 2, exhale, go back in space. Inhale, come up. And repeat that. Do a few more repetitions. Working the tuck of the chin. Okay, 2 more to go. And then we'll hold camel. So you can either keep the heart up to hold camel, tucking the chin, or you can go back in space, catch your heels, and then relift the heart. In either pose, there is the option to release the head back. 5 breaths. And then come all the way up. And sit back onto your heels. Child's pose. Resting the head down. Rounding the spine. And then walk the hands forward. We'll go through a vinyasa. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Come into a squat position, Malasana. Stepping outside the hands, so feet are a bit wider than the hips. Angle the feet out and bend your knees. And for our purposes, we'll round the back as a counter pose to back bending practice. So hands forward, very simple forward bend. Let your chin drop down towards the sternum, the chest, and relax the effort. Three more breaths. Inhale to look up. Crow pose, Backbends. Hands are a little bit forward of your feet. Bend your knees and then bend the elbows. We actually turn the shoulders inwards a little bit. Leaning over your hands, lift the heels, round the back. You could stay on the toes or gradually lift the feet. It always starts with bent elbows, rounding the spine. Over time, you might find you can straighten the arms. Using your core even more, keep pushing through the hands. Few more breaths. Exhale, bend the arms, look forward, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale from the core, downward facing dog. And then lower your knees to the ground. We'll play around with forearm stand, so I'm going to show you how to use the wall. No wall, no problem. You can simply stay on your mat and work on your forearms. So we keep the arms about shoulder width. I'm going to place my hands about a foot from the wall or so, not too far. Lift the hips up, feet together. Swing your right leg up, and then try to lift the left heel. So you're lifting the heel going onto the tip of the toe, coordinating that with swinging the right leg. Next phase, swing the right leg to the wall, and just hang out. Use the wall with your heel. Nothing else touches the wall, though. Only the heel and the wall. If you start putting your hips on the wall, then you're stuck in the wrong position, and it creates some bad habits that look good on Instagram but are hard to get out of. And so if you're not using the wall, if you're just hanging on your mat, that's cool too. You can play around with bringing the feet together, lifting one leg and holding, maybe a little swing onto the toes, and then be sure to try the other leg. That applies to everybody. Let's swing that left leg up, rocking onto right toes. Notice with that swing, the body comes a little bit forward. Over time, you can use the swing without the wall. The wrists are higher, but so are the rewards. Actively push out through the forearms. Over time, we're connecting to the same muscular actions in the shoulders as full wheel and warrior one. And when you're finished, sit back into child's pose, bowing the head down. If you want to play around some more, feel free. If you're looking for an additional challenge, you could work on going from forearm crow, as I call it, to full forearm stand. It's a great move to work on. Basically going from spinal flexion to more neutral or back bending. Yeah, that one's for you. Yeah, then we'll go through Vinyasa. Inhale, plank. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale from the core, downward dog. And then come through to a seated position. Half lower to the fishes, right leg over top. Exhale to twist, looking over that right shoulder. You can press your arm and leg into each other. There's also the option to bind, threading underneath the knee. No bind, no problem. And inhale back to center. And then we'll switch sides, left leg on top. Hardest transition on all of yoga practice. Spin move to the left. And then somehow the left leg is on top. It's extra hard if you have a microphone in your back pocket. So take an inhale to lift your heart and exhale to twist. Maybe you're taking the right hand outside the knee, maybe the whole arm with the option of binding, half or full bind. Try to aim the left sitting bone or buttock to the floor while pressing the arm and leg into each other. And these twists are really great counterbalances for back bending. They just stretch out and release a lot of the muscles that we use to back bend and spin the legs in. And then come back to center. And we'll do a seated fold. So you have the option of taking the feet together, knees wide, or doing the wide-legged fold, your choice. Inhale to lift the heart. If your legs are out, straighten the legs, toning the quads. Exhale, fold, reaching for the feet. And breathe. If you can't reach the feet, no problem. You could take the hands to the floor as an option. And then engaging the buttocks, inhale to come up. Exhale, fold one foot in front of the other, Siddhasana, or Adept's pose. It said that once you've mastered this pose, all other poses are useless, depending on your intent. And another option is full lotus if that's in your practice. We'll find some upright sitting position, and then we'll do a little bit of breathing practice to help really fine-tune the awareness of the subtle core and the subtle flow of the breath. So focus on exhaling fully and create a lift upwards in the pelvic floor. And then keep that as you're slowly breathing in. And there's an image in traditional yoga of imagining a flame being lifted from the pelvic floor. An image I found really helpful was imagining a thin thread being pulled up through the spine on the inhale. And that imagery is a way of working with the right kind of tone in the pelvic floor, which is really the floor of the core. And as part of that tone, you can also create a little suction inwards just below your belly button, an inch or two. And we try to keep those actions on the inhale. It's really easy to lose them as you inhale. Whereas on the exhale, we focus on lengthening up through the crown. And so this is the practice of blending opposites together. Exhales are really useful for feeling tone around the core, but inhales are really easy for expanding and losing that tone. So we focus on the tone as we inhale, and then as we exhale, we focus on staying tall through the crown of the head. Take a few more breaths like that, and I'll stop talking so you can enjoy your breath. And then slowly open the eyes. And we'll close practice on that note. Thank you so much. If you'd like to do some more practice, go for it. Otherwise, treat yourself to a really nice Shavasana, resting on your back for at least 5 minutes. If you have more time, more time. My name is Mike Denny. It's been a pleasure. Peace, everybody. Keep practicing, and hope to see you on the mat soon. And if you like this class, please like it and share it. That'll help other yogis like yourself see it. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to comment below. I'm pretty active on YouTube these days, so I've been trying to check my comments every couple days and get back to people. Some really weird comments out there, I gotta say. But the ones that are from actual people and not robots are wonderful. So please keep the comments coming. Thank you so much. Oh, my pleasure. Thank you very much.